Overrated, underrated. What do you think of 2022? This will be a fun little video. Let me know what you guys think. Intro it up. Chase Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon. Let's talk about my 5 overrated of 2022 and 5 underrated of 2022. When I look at this, I just look at the Rotten Tomatoes score, what I gave it throughout the year, and do I think that people or critics themselves are just too high on their horses? So let's talk about overrated. Let's go overrated first. Let's go alphabetically. All right, number 5. This is going to probably piss off a lot of people. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Okay, I watched this movie multiple times now, and right after the scene where it's like, everything's on a bagel, and they open up the fingers, it goes downhill for me. It gets too weird, kind of pretentious, and just kind of like, oh, funny joke, and they redo the joke over and over again. Hot dog fingers, the raccoon. Yes, I still like the rock scene, but something about the movie, when you rethink about it and what it does, it's really nothing special or new. Or the butt plug with the trophies. I understand what they're going for, but it just didn't hit me the same the second time. It just, to me, it was fine. It was a fine little movie. I did give it a 99 or like 100% when I first reviewed it, and I didn't know if I want to do a 100 or 90%. Right now, if I had to re-evaluate, I would probably put it in the 70 range. But according to critics and audience score, they're at a 95 and 89. So you know what? Maybe I'm in the wrong, but I do think the second viewing is a little bit overrated. Number 4 is X. Rewatching X and Pearl. Pearl is a lot better film. X is way too dark. I expected better kills. They went more with the shock and awe with the old people having sex, the weirdness of it. And like I said, it might have its niche audience, but second viewing, it drags a little bit. It just didn't have the right oomph the second time through. And when looking at the Rotten Tomatoes critics and user scores, it got a 94 and a 75. I think when I first reviewed it, I did a 60 to 70. I would probably put it in the 50 rotten range, in my opinion. These are all my opinions. Number 3, The Woman King. This movie is too basic. It's by the numbers. Let's be honest. It is rewriting history. It's nothing special. It doesn't do anything that's like, oh, bring the characters in. I think the supporting actors are way better than Viola Davis. And like I said, it's just a movie where you're like, yeah, it's a movie. I don't know what else you want from me. I just didn't get the right emotional the second time watching it. And like I said, you're rewriting history, and people might, oh, no, you're wrong. Well, when the producers say we're making entertainment, and even you have other actors in Hollywood saying, I would never make a movie about this, because the writing of this script literally rewrites history and nothing about it is true. It may be like very few snippets, because just do some history book reading. I hate when people are like, oh, but you're not a scholar in it. No, but it's just called reading someone who is a scholar. Anyway, I gave it a 50% the first time. According to audience score and users and critics, 94 for the critics, 99 for the audience score. I do feel like that 99% though, there's something going on with that score. You don't see that ever unless there's some red flag showing up. I would still give it a 50% the second time. Number 2 is Glass Onion. First off, user scores and critics both gave it a 93%. Okay, fine. Me, I gave it a 50%. I did give this one a second watch, and it just doesn't connect me. The characters don't seem like they can be friends. If you literally watch this movie, you know who the bad guy is the first time you meet them on the island. It isn't that complicated. And it's very basic storytelling. It really gives me think about it. And I hate to bring it up, but yeah, it's, oh, the twin trope. Oh, it's the dumb trope. Oh, it's this trope. I know Ryan Johnson just came out saying this has nothing to do with Elon Musk, which I'll agree with Ryan Johnson. Sure, he wrote this movie way long ago during COVID. There are some good, fun elements to this story, but being a 93% movie, No, 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 no. That's some overrated stuff. And my number one overrated movie of 2022, I'm going to get a lot of flack for this. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. I watched this in theaters. I fell asleep. I won't lie. This is the second time I fell asleep in theaters. It was this and My Policeman. I rewatched it again at home. I just don't see the appeal of this one at all. The songs don't get me in the mood. Yes, the animation's gorgeous. The circus scene goes on for way too long. Yes, there is some good elements of the Italy, the fascism and stuff like that. But being a 97 and 92 with the critics and audience score, I just don't see it at all. I think I gave it a 70%. It stays in the 60 to 70% in my opinion. So those are the top 5 overrated. Let's go with top 5 underrated. And this is where just the critics trashed it. And I'm thinking, it's not that bad. It isn't that bad. Number 1 is Day Shift. So this is the Jamie Foxx vampire movie with Dave Franco. It got a 57 with the critics, a 60 or a 76 with the audience score. It isn't a bad movie. It's a fun action romp with good action choreography, good acting, and good humor. Yeah, I mean 57 isn't bad, but it's considered rotten, and I think this is more of a 70 to 80% movie in my opinion. So that's why this is kind of on the lower level of the underrated. Number 4, I'm going with the Gigi and Nate. This was a movie about a paraplegic and a monkey friend, and then going to court about, is a monkey a good service animal? Yes, it's a superficial story, you could say that, but it got me good. It got me good with some of the tears, the story, and everything like that. But this is odd. We'll get this. Critics, a 16%. Audience score, a 95%. The audience knew what this movie was. I knew what this movie was. The critics gave it a 16%. You don't have a heart for this one whatsoever. Number 3, I'm going with Uncharted. Seriously, this is a national treasure type of movie where you shut off your brain and you watch fun action with Marky Mark and Spider-Man. Okay, I'm sorry, Nathan Drake and Sully. But still, is it silly fun? Yes. Is there good action? Yes. Antonio Banderas in it? Yes. Great location overall, scouting locations? Yes. It's a movie where you shut off your brain and just have a fun time with it. Is it that hard? Just have some fun time at the movie. With this one, critics gave it a 41%. Audience score, 90%. The audience knew what this movie was supposed to be. There you go. Number 2, another one that hit me at the right moment in time, Father Stu. It's another Marky Mark story. Critics gave it a 41%. Audience score, a 95%. Like I said, this is a movie where it talks about faith, what the church does, and this person not wanting to give up whatsoever. It's heartfelt. It makes you think, and I really did enjoy Father Stu as a movie-going experience. Number 1, it has to be in my number 1 because it was my top 10 of the year, Vikram. So yes, I've seen a decent amount of Indian movies this year. I want to say around 25 to 27. It's not a lot, but it's a lot better than what other people are trying to open up their horizon about. So with Vikram, it is a 54% with the critics and 95% of the audience score. And when you look at the critics who actually enjoy it, they're saying it's one of the better movies of the year. And it really is. It's good action, good story, great camera movement. I'm sorry, this is from the best camera movement for an action movie, bar none. And that's why I think I can't wait for the sequel to come out, which I do think is in 2024. But I do think Vikram is the most underrated film of 2022. Chase out with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think is Blue Futonopia. You Blue Futonians. Thank you for watching. Having a great day. And what are your top 5 over and underrated? Let me know down below. Thank you so much for watching.